Thank you, real fans. Thank you for 200 subscribers. Today, to celebrate my 200 subscriber goal, I'm doing a Q&A. So, let's get started. From Jacob Z Trains, would you like to open your own rare, miniature, or reel? Yes. I live in New Jersey, and I usually go down to Wildwood during the summer. On my way to Wildwood, there's this old abandoned railroad, and I've always thought about restoring it to operating condition so I can run steam locomotives on it, kind of like what the Strasburg did back in the 50s. From Christian Rossales, 1725, what language do deaf mute people ponder in? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I know nothing about this. I'm a rail fan. Um, I don't know. I guess talk to someone that's deaf and blind, I guess. From Berkshire Studios 1225, what other kinds of river content are you thinking about doing in the future besides top 10 lists and rail fanning vlogs? Well, as of right now, I'm just going to stick to those two things, but in the future, I do plan on doing documentaries on railroads and locomotives. This being locomotives like Norfolk and Western 611 and railroads like the Strasburg Railroad. From Palmer to Steam Co., what is the best state for rail fanning in? This depends on where you live. It depends on what type of trains you like to rail fan. Me personally, I like to rail fan steam locomotives. If you like diesel locomotives or electric locomotives, I would go to the states that have those locomotives. But really, any state that has locomotives in it could be a state that's good for rail fanning. I'd personally say Pennsylvania because they got some great short line railroads that have steam locomotives. They also got a couple Class 2s that got run base steam locomotives. For example, the Reading and Northern with their 2102 and 425. But if you like diesels, really anywhere. Any state has diesels. And if you're electric, I would go along the Keystone Corridor in Pennsylvania or go to Maryland or Delaware where those have electric locomotives. But again, it depends on where you live and what type of trains you like rail fanning. From Gretchen Carwick, 8343, apologies if I'm saying that username wrong. My special needs son asks, will 2101 ever return again? He hopes and prays it will. It is being cosmetically restored at the Railroad Museum for the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad in Baltimore, Maryland. But unfortunately, due to its accident back in the 80s, it's not going to run again unless a big donation occurs. They get the money and they have a place. There already is a T1 running, number 2102, and there's another T1 that's going to be entering service soon, number 2100. But as of right now, there is no news on the 2101 being restored to operating condition, just a cosmetic restoration. From Brian Kari, what is your favorite steam locomotive? And please give a shout out to my friend at Jack's Trains and More. Guys, go check out Jack's Train and More. To answer this question, probably to say Strasburg 89. If you want to see all my other favorite locomotives, please go check out my top 10 favorite steam locomotives. I released it a couple weeks ago. It's a pretty good video, at least in my opinion. And yeah, on to the next question. From Stack Talk Productions, what would Eastern United States of America look like if Chicago along the PRR, Erie, and B&O to New Jersey on the C&J and the Reading, if all those five railroads were still under steam power? This is a dream come true. I think I could say this for a lot of rail fans. I would love to see Big Steam on the main line working like it used to back in the 40s and 50s. To be honest, this will probably never happen, but it would be very interesting for a what if video. And with that, that concludes this Q&A. I want to thank all of you for subscribing with me for along this journey. I do plan on making more content, and just thank you. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and yeah, Pensy 6755 Productions signing off.